Hey guys, welcome back to this channel. Look, the beans, as I promised, the beans that were left over from the other recipe that we made and shared with you. Remember I told you how to make beans in a special Moroccan tomato sauce? But then I soaked too many beans, so I had some leftovers, and I promised you that I will be doing something else with it. Well, this is what I will be doing it. I will be making beans burgers, but with a nice twist. I think you guys will like, especially if you're not necessarily vegetarian and you like a little bit of meat in your beans burger. You're gonna love this recipe. So let's start. So these are beans that have been soaking for at least one night, and then I cook them. I boil them, as you can see. This is just water, no spices or anything. That's just their color of the beans that comes off. So anyway, so I'm gonna drain them in one of these thingies and come back to you guys to start the recipe, give you the ingredients and all that. So guys, the ingredients we need: pinch of salt, 1 tablespoon of olive oil. What else? Chop some coriander, maybe about 1 tablespoon. What else? 1 egg, 1 tablespoon of chopped onion. Trust me, this is chopped onion. 1 tablespoon. What else? 1 teaspoon of hot chili powder. A little bit, a pinch of garlic powder, just a pinch. 1 teaspoon of cumin powder. Half paprika. About 60 grams of panko or whatever breadcrumbs you can come up with. Or if you don't have breadcrumbs, you can also use flour. 60 grams, not too much. So that is 60. And 400 grams of beans. So, but I told you we're gonna make bean burger with a twist. The twist is I'm gonna take 1/2 of a chicken breast and then cut it in very tiny pieces. And I'm gonna bake it, you know, cook it, make it ready. Then we're going to mash it with the beans and the rest to make bean burgers. So this could be, if you leave out the chicken, this could be your bean vegetarian burger. But the twist is it's gonna have chicken in this one, the one that I'm sharing with you right now. So again, 1/2 of a chicken breast, you know, cook it however you like. It doesn't matter, really, however you like. Just cook it with whatever spices you like, and just keep it aside till it's cooled off, and then I'll come back to you. So I'm gonna do my chicken bit. I'm gonna cook the chicken pieces. Again, cut them in very, very small pieces. What I'm gonna do is, normally when I don't use the chicken, I use the herbs and the spices that I gave you. I would use them while mixing the beans. But in this case, I want the chicken to absorb the herbs and the spices, and that way the bean burger will have all that, but then through the chicken, if you know what I mean. So let's start with the chicken and it will become clear. So first, 1 tablespoon of olive oil in your skillet, and let it heat up a little bit, and then start adding the chicken. So there's the chicken. By the way, guys, if you're wondering what kind of music I'm listening right now, it's Hazel Dickens and Alice Gerard. Bluegrass music. Love it if it's done correctly, nicely. I don't know, some bluegrass music tend to be not what I like. Anyway, there's the chicken. So now I'm gonna add the spices and the herbs that I just shared with you, including 1 tablespoon of chopped coriander. But first, I'm gonna start with the onion because I want the onion to fry with the chicken. And then I'm gonna do the rest. Don't worry, I'm gonna put the measurements, the ingredients in the description below. So literally all the herbs. Oh, and then chop half the paprika and throw it in there too. So the only thing that you should be left with at this point from the list is, in my case, the panko breadcrumbs and the beans. All the rest, oh, and the egg. The egg also, leave the egg aside. All the rest that you see here, all this is gonna go with the chicken. So there's my chicken. There's the onion. Oh, sorry about the the oil that sometimes, how do you say that, sprays around from the skillet. So yeah, there's the chicken, there's the onion. So like I said, half of a chicken breast. So first 1 tablespoon of olive oil. When it heats up a little bit, add the chicken, or preferably the onion first. I forgot, so but you can add first the onion, then the chicken, half breast of a chicken, about 1 table of chopped onion, and then I'm gonna add the paprika, half paprika chopped small like this, as you can see. There it goes. To be honest, I don't know if anyone ever did this. Sometimes I just like to do whatever you guys. So I don't know if anyone ever did the bean burger with chicken in it. Like Mike told me, what's the point of making a bean burger if you're going to add chicken in it? Isn't it the point of a bean burger that you're not going to have meat? True, but I don't know. Sometimes I just like to do something that you're not supposed to be doing. Anthony, if you're watching, our friend Anthony from the Netherlands, yes, you can use vegetarian meat, whatever that is. But then again, vegetarian with beans doesn't make sense. I'm sorry, that was a very dumb remark from me. Anyway, so yeah, so you don't have to add anything else. So you will be making this recipe minus the chicken part. So in that case, if you want to make it a completely vegetarian one, just 1 tablespoon of olive oil, then fry the onion with the paprika, and that's it. And that's what you're going to add to the mix that I will be showing to you later on. Okay, so now time to add the spices. Pinch of salt, hot chili, pepper powder, cumin, and a little bit of garlic powder, and 1 tablespoon of chopped coriander. Let's do that. All right, so there's the coriander and the spices and the herbs. Now we're gonna mix the whole thing together. It smells good. Alright, this is delicious. You can just have this on your sandwich and it will be delicious, honestly. You can smell the cumin. Alright, so let that fry for a little bit until you know that the chicken is done. You know the chicken is done when you can, like squish it, part it with your spoon like this, and it just falls apart. See, there it is. But I still want the paprika to soften a little bit more. So turn the fire a little bit down, low. I don't know, let it go for maybe a minute or 3. So there's the chicken. Gonna let it cool off a little bit. Then those of you, because I know many of you that watch these recipes watch us also because we make them with the Maggi mix. And you guys sometimes ask us to do more with the Maggi mix. Sorry about that. I will redirect my attention to the Maggi mix somehow. But I always include the Maggi mix in the recipes, as a way of making stuff. So it's usually part of the whole recipe. So we do include it, just not on itself. If you know what I mean. So yeah, first, if you have... I don't know what you mean. You don't know what I mean? Well, that's what I just said. So, yeah, it's an inside joke. Guys, by the way, Disney is redoing the Moroccan Pavilion in Epcot. Let them know that if they need someone to make Moroccan snacks, they should contact me. Anyway, so first I'm going to shred the chicken even further because it needs to be like a burger. So everything needs to be a little bit shredded. I'm going to shred it using the small bowl. So you get 3, 1, 2, 3, and I'm going to use it, shred it using a small bowl. Why? Because Otherwise, it won't have. It won't reach to all the chicken that you add in there. So this way you keep all the chicken directly around the blades. So that's why I'm using the small one. So I'm gonna do that and come back to you guys. If you don't have a Maggi Mix, because we're not sponsored, it feels like I'm shoving this down your throat, this Maggi Mix thing. If you don't have a Maggi Mix, no problem, just shred the chicken. However, just, you know, chop it with your knife. Yeah. So
I'm sponsored?
No, we're not sponsored, no. By the way, guys, many of you, it's one of our best watched video. Many of you that watched the only correct way of making dough with Maggi Mix keep sending us compliments and asking us to let Maggi Mix, the factory, know that they should include our video on their website. Of course, yeah, it's the biggest compliment. We're very humble, so we're not going to do that. But you guys are free to do that. I mean, if you feel like that video has helped you, and it does, from what we gathered from you guys, where you send us, and again, it's one of the best watched video on this channel, please feel free to suggest that to them. But, you know, we're not going to do that. It's not, I don't know, it's not our place. No. Anyway. Back to this. I'm going to shred the chicken with this and then come back to you guys to continue the recipe. So guys, there's the shredded chicken. It smells amazing. Okay, as you can see, it's really shredded. So you can get this effect by just turning the Maggi Mix on for only a second or two, as long as it takes you to blink with your eyes, because otherwise you're going to end up with chicken porridge. That's not what we want.
If you blink for 2 seconds, then people are going to look at you.
Yeah?
You're weird.
If you blink for 2 seconds, I don't know. Every 2 seconds? Oh, all right. So maybe don't take it literally and just... well, then how am I going to express what I mean? It's just very fast.
Yeah.
Like when someone runs by. Dad, is that you? Anyway, yeah. Well, this is the idea. Just don't
complicate it.
Don't let. No, I'm trying to give them the exact details as I mean it. Don't let the Maggi Mix run for too long. Literally, just a couple of seconds. See? Till you see this. So that's really fraction. So I'm gonna take this out and then move on to the beans. So for the next step, we need the big bowl and the piece that you normally make your dough with. Yes. Let's try that, because again, we do not want to end up with porridge. It needs to have some sort of a solid structure that will enable you to make patties. So in that big bowl, do this first. If this doesn't work, if this doesn't need it enough for you, then you can always switch over to the blades. But for now, I'm going to use this one. I'm going to add the shredded chicken in there. Always makes me smile when I say shredded chicken. Makes me think of chicken that has been to the gym. Add it in there like that. I'm gonna scrape it with something, so I need to put you guys down. Sorry. Add the 400 grams of beans. Break an egg in there. I can't do it. I've seen it on television, but I can break an egg with one hand like this, and then, well, you know what? Let's try it. There's a first time for everything. Well, look at that. Guys, this is honestly the first time that I've ever done it. And then add 60 grams of breadcrumbs. Okay, 60 grams of breadcrumbs. This case panko, because it's light. Doesn't have to be, really. And then mix the whole thing just a little bit until you see that it's becoming some sort of a paste, more like. Well, your eyes tell you that. You get the feeling that you can make burgers of that. So don't mix it for too long. So guys, I'm gonna scrape this off, add it in there, and then mix the whole thing, and then come back to you. Sorry, I'm trying to give you a good shot, but the light of the iPhone won't turn on, and I hate big lights because it hurts my eyes. All right, so there's the whole thing, and now we're going to knead it together. Don't panic. If it's not mixing, it's not moving, don't panic. Give it time. And we're not going to add any juices in there. Not yet. The egg should be enough. So what I'm going to do is, when you see this, turn it off, and then push everything to the center, closer to the blades. So guys, I'm switching back to the blades, not because the other system didn't work, look, but I just want to make sure, because I see a lot of whole beans in there. And although this is perfect, it's always very authentic and nice and, you know, rustic and all that when you get a bean burger with this and then with some beans that are unbroken. See, I don't know, it just gives it a nice homemade feeling. But because I want the breadcrumbs to really mix in there really well, I'm gonna switch for this, but again, only for a fraction of a second. Because it is good as it is. I could make burgers out of this and everything is cooked, everything is done, nothing to worry about. So this could work, but I don't know, I just want to mix it a little bit more. All right, I'm gonna stop because again, I don't want to lose all the whole beans because they need something to hold on to. God knows we all need something to hold on to in this life, especially during these days. So I'm going to give this mixture something to hold on to, which are the whole beans. Hold on to the bean and lean on the bean. Hey, that's a good one. Lean on the bean. So yeah, this is good. I'm going to take it out, make burgers, and then let them sit for, I don't know, maybe 5 minutes in the fridge. Not in the freezer, but in the fridge. If your fridge is a little bit, you know, full with water and all that, and all that vegetables, then maybe just let them sit outside. It's no problem. But then let them sit a little bit longer, because what the air does is it dries the moist, and that's how they solidify a little bit. That's what the refrigerator does in a shorter time. And then after that, we can just go ahead and make patties, make burgers. And for that, we're gonna need, you can either make them in the oven, you know, the oven plate with a baking paper, and then your burgers on top of that. Again, make sure that the oven is preheated on 180 degrees, and then have them in there for maybe, I don't know, maybe 10 minutes, maybe 15 minutes. If you know, you don't have an oven, maybe you can just bake them with a little bit of butter or oil, just a little bit of oil. And on both sides, give them, I don't know, maybe 2 minutes on both sides, 2 or 3 minutes, till you see that they're becoming a little bit goldish brown. But in our case, we have the Philips hot air fryer. Again, we're not sponsored, so we're going to use that to make the burgers in there, because it just works faster. Guys, I'm sorry about the mess, but when you work with blades like this or sharp knives, always make sure that they point away from you. And in this case, this is always how I set this in the dishwasher, so that I know that my hand can never go wrong when I try to grab this. You know, this will be the first thing. This knob will be the first thing that I grab. Anyway, so for the rest, I'm terrible at this, so Mike is always coming after me to rearrange whatever is in the dishwasher. So there are the burgers. They're delicious. I'm sorry, I'm still chewing what was left from this mixing bowl. There are the burgers, and they're perfect. You don't have to worry about them falling apart. You can either bake them in a skillet or in the oven or in your hot air fryer. They're solid enough, I promise you. See, look, I can even jiggle them. Jiggle, jiggle. They're not gonna fall apart. So I'm gonna let them sit here, not necessarily because they have to solidify or anything, but because I wanna clean this mess up, and then I'm gonna come back to this. So anyway, guys, again, you can either bake them in oil or in the oven or the hot air fryer, whatever works for you, because these will be burgers that you put on a bun with some salad, not salad, some lettuce, slices of tomato, maybe even some mayonnaise and ketchup. Yeah, it will work. Oh, so you're gonna use buns, or in this case, we're gonna be using Greek pita bread, as we call it here. You know, grill it a little bit and then open it and then use it as a bun. Delicious, delicious. So guys, there are the patties. I just sprayed them with olive oil. Maybe not enough. I don't see any shiny. Just spray them like really good. Anyway, maybe I was spraying the wrong direction. So yeah, spray them with olive oil and then add them in there maybe more. Because otherwise they would be a little bit dry. So in there, 180 and about maybe 5 minutes would be more than enough. Again, everything is cooked. It's just that the whole thing gets a crust, hopefully. So guys, there it is after 5 minutes. It's delicious. Look, a little bit of lettuce, tomato, ketchup, mayonnaise on both. Oh, I forgot to put them on the bottom, so I made all the tomatoes here on top. Doesn't matter. So there it is, guys. Yeah. I hope you like it. I hope it inspired you, gave you some ideas. If I did and you end up making them, please let me know how yours turned out. They're probably going to turn out even better than mine. So anyway, thank you so much for watching. And love you guys, and see you in the next video, God willing. Have a wonderful day and stay safe out there. So today we decided to bring down our little
house.
To bring down the house, yeah, the little Christmas tree. Look how beautiful it is, you guys. Let me take that one away.
Yeah.
Isn't it beautiful?
Turn off the TV.
It's cute. Look. It's really, really cute. Still love it.
I lit the candle in there.
Yeah, it's cute. So that's what you see, these white dots is the candle inside.
Yeah, and if no candle is lit, then you don't see the white dots.
So make sure the candle is lit.
Yeah,
all right.
It's nice.
Love it. But guys, it's also a music box. Let me just give you a little bit because we're hungry. We need to eat. Someone is coming to check out what makes the music, or maybe he just wants to check out the burgers.
Yeah.
They almost broke his paw today, so he gave us a good scare. Guys, it's that season of the clementine and pomegranate. At least that's what Santa Claus gives to kids here. When you meet Santa Claus here in Holland, not the Saint Nicholas, you know, the traditional one, but the Coca-Cola Santa Claus, he gives you clementines. Love them. We just tried them. You know, the best thing to get your clementine is not from a store where they are pre-packed and all that. Get them from an actual, how do you say that? Fruit and vegetable store where you can, you know, get them by the pound or the kilo or... So they tend to be much better than the quality of these that are pre-packed from one of these stores. Same thing goes actually for the pomegranate too. So anyway, enjoy. Yes, I'm doing some packing to get that out of the way.